Hey, I'm doing a series of videos based on the questions you guys are asking me. So one of the questions I get asked a lot, and I've been asked very recently, is how many properties do you own, Susannah? And also who manages them? Now, I can tell you some of that, but some of it, quite frankly, is a little bit private. So let me just not backtrack, that's the wrong word. Let me take a step back and tell you what I will tell you, and then tell you why I'll keep other things private. So how many properties do I own? That's private to me. I own a few in my limited company, a reasonable number, a decent amount, a few million quid's worth in my limited company. And I also own the majority in my personal name, which are slowly transferring across. So you won't be able to find those ones. My loan to the reason I keep it private is a couple of things. Some people will go, oh my goodness, that's just too much for me. I feel overwhelmed. I don't feel I can relate. And other people will be like, oh my God, she doesn't own 1,000 properties. That's not enough. Well, that would just be a nightmare, wouldn't it? 1,000 properties, let's be quite honest. But I'll tell you the breakdown of and also, frankly, it's my personal wealth. It's up to me. But I'm a multimillionaire and have been for, golly, how many years? Yeah, just under a decade now. In that the asset value of my properties are worth millions and millions. So I still have mortgages, although my loan to value is getting lower and lower and lower, because I'm pushing that down very conscientiously. But the difference between the asset value, the millions of pounds worth of property that I own, and then the much smaller, and it is millions of pounds of mortgages that I own, is many millions, and therefore multimillionaire on paper. I also have good income stream these days from property. So, this year I just didn't work at all. I took a sabbatical. It was supposed to be a travel sabbatical, but ended up being a health sabbatical, and nothing changed with my income because the properties just paid. So that was great. The types of properties I own currently are single lets and student lets. However, for many, many years, I ran serviced accommodation as well. I ran it in-house, managed by members of my team, and I also ran it outsourced, managed by outsourced contractors who specialise in serviced accommodation. So I've done both. The reason I don't do it at the moment is with COVID starting, we closed down all of our service accommodation portfolio the week before the initial restrictions because it was just so unknown, and I turned them into single lets, and quite frankly I'm really happy with them ever since. I used to run professional multi-lets. I've ran them for about a decade, really good cash flow, whereby each individual person moves in and out. But because I'm now moving to the next stage in my life, which is travel, enjoyment, I live part of my life in Barcelona, I live part of my life in Bristol. I wanted to just change the structure of my business. So I moved them all over a couple of year period into high quality student lets. And that has been really beneficial. Now we're in a university town, university city, Bristol. So the demand is enormous. Like they will be rented out in January, contracted and deposits paid, and the students don't move in until July. So it's really quite a secure thing. I no longer pay any of the bills for any of the properties, so that's just a lot less hassle and a lot less work for Rachel, bookkeeper. The students move in and out once a year instead of moving in and out all independently in the houses. They're high quality properties, and often because they're high quality, there'll be a certain percentage of students that stay for the following year, so you don't even need to do tenant find. So nice and smooth actually, and my single lets, people stay there for years because again I keep things quite high quality because the odd mistake and everything, but basically I'm a decent landlord. I like fixing things fast, and I expect to respect my tenants, and I expect them to respect myself as well, or the admin team. Who manages them? For over a decade, I used to employ people, and I employed 2 people full-time and a full-time handyman. So basically 3 full-timers to manage my portfolio, which is going some in terms of salary costs, plus all of, electricians, plumbers, roofers, And we made the change about a year ago, and I have to say, I like it. So it used to be in-house. Now the change coincided where I now outsource all tenant management external. It coincided with really good tech, really good software. So I now use Arthur Online. I think they're really good actually. So an awful lot of it is automated. So if a tenant is ever late with rent, you don't even need to start worrying about it because there's automatic messages and emails that go out to the tenant, plus tasks are sent to the admin team. Tenant find, I mean, I don't meet my tenants, so tenant find will pay a specialist tenant find service to do that. I find specialist services are better than generalists. Check in and check out, I tend to like to use inventory clerks because again they're so experienced. I have found, and experienced investors will just like smile at this point, I have found that the general letting agents occasionally when they do a check-in or check-out they're like, oh, I can't check the smoke alarm. Why? Because it's too high. What? All smoke alarms are on ceilings. Some ceilings are taller than the others. You should have brought a ladder, you know. So, and I need to be covered. I need the smoke alarms to be checked on the check-in and check-out. So I'd say these days automation does about 80% of the work, plus the fact that I have good quality properties, so that attracts good quality tenants. Plus the fact that I will still employ inventory clerks every 3 months to do inspections, and we are fast on it. If there's anything messy or out untoward, the tenants are absolutely required to put that right. So it's kind of managing tenant behaviour, and I don't mean that they're trying to get away with it, but basically not being loose about, oh, don't worry about it, and 4 years later you get a disgusting house back. No. So there you go. The evolution of a property developer, multi-million pound property portfolio, millions of pounds worth of assets, a lifestyle that didn't drop a jot when I had to take a year out for medical reasons, a movement from single lets and professional multi-lets and service accommodation to now more efficient single lets and student lets. I like second year students because they tend to have made their friendship group and they want to stay for third year, so they come back. And I manage it well, being abroad, and it's basically managed by third-party contractors these days. It's fairly easy, guys. It's a really nice place to be. So if this is useful to you, then click on the like button because it'll help other people see the videos. If you want to ask more questions, pop your questions in the chat. I'll capture the questions. I'll do more YouTube videos. And the other thing that's really helpful for you guys is go onto my website. It's thegoodpropertycompany.co.uk. There are tons of brilliant resources for you to download. See you soon, and good luck to you in property. You know the drill. Like and subscribe.